Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I have been working with snow leopards for 40 years now, studying them and interacting with local people and local communities to ensure that this iconic species, this flagstone species, will have a better future. They're very rarely seen. Even during my study there in the 1980s, we were the first to radio collar snow leopards and track them to learn a lot about their movements, their ecology. In fact, that study was the seminal one for about 20 years until satellite telemetry came into being. We were also extremely happy and lucky to get a cover story of National Geographic magazine. Snow leopards are found in 12 countries across Asia, Central Asia, from the Himalayas in the south, just north of India, all the way up to the Siberian ranges of Russia, across the Tibetan plateau. It's these brown areas that snow leopards are found in, sparsely distributed everywhere. The icons there indicate where Snow Leopard Conservancy is working. Snow leopards revel in the ruggedest and steepest of terrain, like this in Ladakh, northern India. They occur from about 10,000 feet to over 19,000 feet, although they are lower in Mongolia, in the desert ranges there. Looking from above, snow leopards, whether cubs or adults, always see people before we see them. Their camouflage is just so incredible, and all you see are these little heads sticking over the rock. People share the same range with the snow leopards, and people depend on their livestock, like these yaks in northern Nepal, for transport, for fertilizer, for wool, for dairy products, and meat, of course. And these people live a very simple life, really, with an annual income of $400 to $2,000 a year. So livestock are critical to them. At night, they bring the sheep and goats into a low-wall corral like this. It keeps the livestock in, but it doesn't keep snow leopards and other predators out. They jump in, and once in, havoc breaks loose. The really worst case scenario is this: a multiple killing of about 20 or 30 sheep that are the life savings of these herders, killed in a single incident. And no wonder the herders are so angry and take retributive action to kill or to trap the snow leopard. But the solution is really a very simple one. All we have to do is to predator-proof the corral, build secure walls, put across the top this wire mesh, so if a cat jumps up on the wall, it cannot get in. If it cannot get in, we covered, because once in, if it is in, it mills around, all the livestock's milling around, and its hunting instinct is repeatedly triggered until nothing is moving. So no wonder these herders are now happy and willing to coexist with a predator that they considered a pest. Now it's an asset. And especially if we can work with the community to improve their livelihoods, their other income, so then they're not totally dependent on livestock. So we pioneered bed and breakfast, Himalayan homestays in northern India, in Ladakh. They operated by women who use all the revenue from the tourists who come to experience snow leopards and the local culture. Many people see snow leopards. The family now has a totally different perception of the cat. It's providing them with an income, with a livelihood to improve their lives. So no longer do they want to kill it. A critical thing moving forward is to recruit and empower the next generation of snow leopard conservationists. And SLC has been working with a number of them in different countries, from China to Mongolia and Nepal. Here are some of them. Among these conservationists are two incredible people. First, Serin Lamu Lama, who comes from far western Nepal and is working in an area where Peter Matheson wrote the book, The Snow Leopard. It hasn't gotten any easier at all studying snow leopards with these blizzards and the wind and the steep slopes.
They butuh jadi pimi lepte de na dasar na la pasoju di lab da thongja ha ko ja they sem ko tukana ko para de kipo meta ko para de di ko to ne de ngarita di gela lai juiwe
de de sem jana de de yu zai de yu zai de có lúc là từ này dù ta sang từ này dù ta có nhện đó từ này tới xem miền Tây này từ này toàn là chân nhà này có điều gì vậy? Cái gì cái đó cái nó tới xem ta ta tới dù ta chân cho ta từ này cái toàn tới mang qua xóa tới cái điều gì?
Tonga December la te ngarang la dakla phinde te ngotokla te khim re ne ka mi re urang ra ne di durbin ko ton de le te sao cholin tu te sao ye tarang le khim le tanan urang kemi kola te ton de kemi re keri si ro ra kindo yang kui lumbala sao jokiore mizorare kana mangcha jokiore tudiore nangete di nga dawasum te chataru yule fide yuti midate kizo mi ere mala to kya kizo yala mi ere yala do kya kizo mala do kin da dit kunga dawasum te mi su sang na mi totare shakle mala do are kheri mare kha baware do yala mala do se lam de are kalai mare fruit kya are nendu te barang la de sisang lain solution. Snow leopard हामी जस्तै यस्तै क्लिपमा बसिरहेछ हिउँ परिरहेछ बाहिर Tukarani di khabau tuksisum te ani laza ko sumne ta mi mulo lai sawi chile tala meti chera meti ngala ni sawi chera chile le sawa ta yang chile sakin do yang inne sam di sawi yuti ta di sawi thogoi lai ta kinanga ta gwa thanda koi te na ma chai ni su saiwa nanga te ngasin te sawala yang chai ne lai chai
I think she's strong and ekdam leadership bhayeko and she does not fear huncha ni अरूले के सोच्छ थाहा छैन तर मेरो काम यो हो र म यही गरेर नै छाड्छु भन्ने खालको चाहिँ हो छिरिङ
फेरि धेरै टाइमको राखिदैन रहेछ यो 5 सेकेन्ड मात्रै छ त
I'm so excited to be working with Serin. I know her passion, her tenacity, she's going to make a major difference and really protect snow leopards in Dalpo. So thank you, Serin, for all you do. I now want to introduce you to another conservationist that we have worked with for 15 years, Ghulam Mohammed. He's the director of Project Snow Leopard. He works in northern Pakistan. And like so many people in that area, he started his life as a livestock herder as well. He was a big kid and his father sent him out. However, a catastrophe happened in the village. It got a big landslide and they were forced into the nearest town, where Ghulam went to school at the tender age of 14. He was a good learner, he was quick, he graduated, and he soon joined the NGO and became its director. Since then, he's predator-proofed 50 corrals protecting snow leopards. He's put out numerous camera traps monitoring them, and it's great that they are staying about stable over the last 5 years. All the local people know him as Mr. Snow Leopard. But I think his greatest accomplishment is in the educational field. So he single-handedly brought nature education to the northern areas of Pakistan, working with teachers and working with girls. There are something like 1,700 girls now and about 1,400 boys. Boys were always the beneficiaries of all education up until Ghulam came along. So thank you, Ghulam, for doing that. The girls participate in International Snow Leopard Day, held in October, about this time, actually a week from now, and they'll be there, I guess, celebrating for about the 5th or 6th year now. So Ghulam has a lot of accomplishments, a big population that he works in, 32 settlements, about 18,000 people. And Ghulam is now in the stage of training the next generation Pakistanis to take over from him. Thank you, Ghulam. Thank you, Serin. You are the kind of people that these snow leopards need, these young cubs. I really feel that they've got a great future ahead of them with folks like you steering it. SLC is also undergoing changes. As I move towards retirement and special projects, we brought on Ashleigh Lutz-Nelson in March, just before the pandemic hit, to be our next leader and the vice president. And I very much look forward to working with her, mentoring her as well. I would like to hand over to Ashleigh right now, and she will bring us some more information about the different innovative programs that SLC is involved in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rodney, and thank you everyone for joining us at the WCN Fall Expo. I'm very honored to be here, and it's absolutely wonderful to be able to connect with you in this way. I have the privilege of introducing the Land of the Snow Leopard Network to you and a couple of SLC's new initiatives. But first, a little background on me. I have been enamored with cats for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Florida working in my dad's small animal veterinary hospital, and I gravitated toward cats from a really young age. I was also fascinated with the natural world and National Geographic magazine, looking at tigers and snow leopards and Jane Goodall and her chimpanzees in Gombe. My heart led me to specializing in caring for wildcats in zoos and bridging the conservation efforts between zoos and the organizations working to save the species in the wild. Knowing these amazing cats and the tremendous challenges they face in the wild made me realize that I had the responsibility to do whatever I could to make sure they didn't disappear. These cats face similar challenges, and the future for snow leopards depends on the guardianship of local people. The Land of the Snow Leopard Network is an unprecedented conservation initiative of snow leopard guardians. Historically, Indigenous people's voices have been excluded from conservation action planning. LOSL is bridging the gap between Western linear science and holistic traditional ecological knowledge. Conservation depends on local people, and so much can be gained by integrating both approaches. Since 2010, SLC has worked with its partners to build a coalition of Indigenous cultural practitioners who live and work in snow leopard habitat. The term ICP includes shamans, sacred site guardians, leaders of regional faiths, revered elders, all passionate about integrating the survival of snow leopard with the survival of traditional snow leopard cultures. Here are LOSL's Indigenous cultural practitioners representing the different regions. These amazing leaders are reviving traditional knowledge and spirituality of snow leopards as a cultural and sacred icon and totem animal. LOSL is establishing a precedent for these leaders to be co-equal partners in snow leopard conservation. They are now involved in high-level planning and are establishing sacred natural protected areas in their regions, such as Norbulama in the Buryat Republic of Russia and Shaman Buyan Badrak in the Altai Mountains of Mongolia. They are also initiating their community-based conservation and education programs, such as the Elders and Youth program in Kyrgyzstan led by Jacques Arpoul. Slava is also a shaman and the hereditary guardian and protector of the snow leopard mountain in the Altai Republic of Russia, known as Urbis II. LOSL also includes other cultural and environmental conservationists, such as lifelong herders and traditional hunters that rely on the ancestral art of sustenance hunting, and conservationists, NGOs, teachers, a full network all working to revive cultures, traditional cultures, and save the snow leopard. I would like to highlight the work of Tunga Kukendu, which started in Mongolia. These award-winning nature chunk programs bring a classroom in a box to rural communities and children that would not otherwise have access to these educational materials. They focus on blending scientific and traditional conservation knowledge about high mountain ecosystems, including snow leopards. Because of the network, this wonderful program is now being expanded into the other countries in LOSL. Similarly, International Snow Leopard Day was started in Russia, and because of the idea sharing through the network has now expanded to the rest of the LOSL countries, inspiring celebration and reverence for all biodiversity in generations to come. And these programs are making an impact. Kurban works in the Pamir Mountains of Tajikistan, working with the communities on International Snow Leopard Day. The main threat to snow leopards here is conflict with herders, but Kurban has now 12 stories of herders forgiving snow leopards for raiding and killing livestock and releasing them after being captured. You can see in the picture here, the herders have transported this snow leopard all the way to the mountains to make sure that she was comfortable being released. This humane action is unprecedented. The network now brings over 100 members with strong local institutional capacity and the deep commitment to their intrinsic responsibility of guardianship over Mother Earth. The LOSL gatherings provide a unique space where we are truly able to empower each other and share knowledge. There's mutual respect about different cultures and spiritual traditions, and there's equal partnership.
В этом проекте по спасению снежного барса и горных экосистем привлекает нас как культурных практиков. Это, по сути, инновационный подход именно в решении именно защиты природы и вообще всего феномена жизни. То есть традиционные знания, они необходимы для человечества. Потому что все-таки вот эта наша человеческая цивилизация, она многие вещи забывает. А коренные народы, они сохранили эти знания.
We also work with a shaman in the Altai Republic who is the hereditary guardian of the snow leopard mountain. It's actually called Urbis II.
Снежный барс там находится зимой и летом, и кругом он сейчас больше стал еще. Размножается еще. Снежный барс до сих пор есть. С этого снежного барса от природы мои предки жили связаны были животными эти снежного барса. Они не допускали чужих людей туда, они не убивали козероги, где он питается, ходит. Эти мои родовые горы Ирбисту, Мы до сих пор этих поклоняемся. Поклон, низкий поклон.
There has never been a more important time to emphasize the interconnectedness of all nature than we have seen with this pandemic. This crisis offers the opportunity to rebuild a more sustainable global society together, one that prioritizes human health, animal health, and ecosystem health more equitably. We are working on this One Health approach with the Naranfu communities in Annapurna, Nepal. This is a collaborative project with multiple partners and local herder communities to improve livestock health and local livelihoods. These efforts are complemented with predator-proofing techniques to prevent conflict between herders and snow leopards to reduce the risk of poaching and retaliation against snow leopards. This integrated approach aims to facilitate healthier domestic animals, communities, wildlife, and mountain ecosystems for all to thrive. With ecotourism and other livelihood programs being significantly disrupted due to COVID-19, we are working with our partners in Nepal on identifying opportunities for new and diversified livelihood incomes, such as these women in Khumbu, which is near Mount Everest. These mountain ecosystems are essential for life. The Hindu Kush Himalaya provides fresh water for 1/3 of the world's population. Each species plays a very important role in the delicate natural balance of the ecosystem. Both communities and snow leopards are the guardians of these mountains. Protecting them means protecting their world, our world. The year 2020 has brought unprecedented challenges, but the snow leopard guardians give me hope for a brighter, more sustainable future. We would like to leave you with this video of snow leopard in Pakistan. This is from our partners at BWCDO. This is how snow leopards communicate in the wild, through smelling each other and cheek rubbing and spraying. And when they're ready to meet up, they do a yowling call. Has spoken. We would love to hear from you. And please connect with us. And we also have a new book coming out, Searching for the Snow Leopard, the Guardian of the High Mountains. And we're so excited to hear what your questions are. Thank you so much for your attention, and take care.